All right, everybody, welcome back to yet another video. So I wanted to make a video on if you would enjoy product management because having worked at companies like Yelp and eBay in the past, I've noticed that some product managers love what they do, they just can't get enough of it, while others kind of coast and they treat it more like a 9-to-5 job and they don't actually really love it. So if you're considering product management, I wanted to make a video on if you could ask yourself some questions, what would those be so that you could know if you would enjoy product management before you actually sign up for the job. So if you've come to this video, you're probably considering a new career path in product management. And let's be real, picking any new career path is daunting. You're picking something for potentially the rest of your life. And trust me, if anyone's scared of commitment, anyway, if you're considering a new career path in product management, you're doing the right thing and you're researching about it. So you should definitely look at videos like what's the day-to-day of a product manager, but this video in particular is supposed to help you ask yourself some specific questions on if you would actually enjoy product management. And just to be clear, this video is about if you'd enjoy it or not necessarily if you'd be good at it. That might be a separate video of its own, which maybe I'll get to later. And if you're already a product manager, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this topic on the comment section down below. All right, let's get started and start talking about my thoughts on if product management is right for you. All right, let's get started and start asking yourself some tough questions to see if it's right for you. All right, number one, do you like being data-driven? There's some people that like to gravitate towards data-driven thinking. Like they like to track their steps, or if a friend tells them about a new study, they ask for the data behind it before actually fully believing it. And they need something quantitative before actually believing something is true. And other people just can't be bothered. So I think if you're the kind of person that likes to rely more on data than intuition, that might be a good indicator that you are somebody that might like product management. Number two, do you like building relationships? This is something that more junior candidates don't really think about as much because junior roles are more focused on execution. You get a task, you do the task, and then you're done. But more senior roles are focused on actually building influence and building relationships with other people. Especially as a PM, your job might be to influence other teams and other roadmaps so that you're not just doing the work yourself, but you're planting the seeds across your company so that the initiative or whatever projects you might want to get achieved can happen across your whole company. This is powerful stuff, and I think it actually might need a separate video. But as a PM, you influence executives to try to fund your projects, you influence engineering and design teams to actually work on those projects, and then you actually also influence other product managers to collaborate on your goals. I know some people that love building relationships. They like to proactively go out, set up coffee chats or one-on-ones, and I think that might be a good indicator that you might enjoy product management because a lot of the job is actually working on building relationships so that you can later influence when you do need to. All right, number three, do you like to plan stuff when you travel? If you think about the last time you traveled with a group of friends or family members, did you plan something and did you enjoy doing that? I actually think there's a lot of similarities in this. Like if you're going to a new city, you actually have to research what to do, you have to get people on board with the idea, and you have to actually plan it out and execute on it. PMing is surprisingly similar. Just instead of it being an activity in a new city, you're just building a project for an app. And I'm sure you have some people in your life that maybe you even traveled with before that just loves planning out stuff like this. And then there's other people that just don't like it at all. So the question to ask yourself is, which one are you? All right, number four is, do you like to think through user experiences? Everyone uses apps, but some people like to think with this product mindset of, oh, the information on this page is way too cluttered, so I wish I could just see the information that I wanted. Or the information that I want doesn't actually exist on this page, I wish we could just get that information. Or like maybe the button is way up here, but I use it all the time, so it's kind of annoying to have to move my thumb up and actually hit the button up at the top. So those are kind of product design questions that some people just kind of think about on their own. So if you're kind of one of these people, that might be a good indication that product management is actually something you'd enjoy. To me, this shows a combination of things, it shows openness to new ideas, it shows initiative that you're gonna be chasing after ideas that I think is really important as a product manager, and it shows that you have a desire to solve problems even if they're small, because when you're multiplying that across millions of users, that small user experience improvement might actually add up to something significant. All right, number five is, do you like the spotlight? The spotlight is usually a good thing. You get a lot of visibility from people like executives or people from other companies, and you get to represent your team to these people, and sometimes you even get to influence them. But the spotlight also means doing some things that people don't typically like giving presentations in front of large groups of people or sending out status updates for projects, which sometimes might be tricky and less fun if your project is falling behind and there are some things that your team has to work on. So definitely ask yourself if you like the spotlight, because it comes with a lot of influence and visibility, which is great, but it also comes with a lot of responsibility, so you have to just make sure you're okay with that. And I actually want to throw in one more bonus one that's related to my last point, and that's number 6. Are you okay handling conflict? There's a trait called agreeableness, which is really good for building teams and building community within your company. But if somebody is too agreeable, then it might mean that they have a hard time saying no or handling conflict. There are definitely times as a PM that you have to deal with some conflict. So for example, sometimes there are competing priorities, or sometimes your engineering team might give you pushback. And those are things that you might have to be able to handle. Handling conflict is tough for everybody. But if you're somebody that can handle conflict without letting it get to you too much, that's a super rare skill, and that's actually super unique and valuable. This is something that I'm working on too, so don't feel like it's a prerequisite or anything to become a product manager. And just like with anything on this list, they're just ideas to help get you thinking about it. It's not like you have to have this skill before you actually become a product manager. Alright, so next week I'm posting a video that I'm really excited about. I'm going to be posting a video on comparing 3 different product management roles in Silicon Valley. I think it'll be really interesting for you to be able to compare different product management roles in Silicon Valley, because then you'll be able to see how they're actually so different, and product management is super dependent on what company you're working for. And if you're new to product management, this video might be really interesting for you, because it might help you prepare for a variety of different roles, and you might have a little better idea of what to expect if you're interviewing at one of these types of companies. Be sure to leave any questions or comments down in the comment section below. I don't have that many subscribers, so I can actually answer your questions, which is pretty awesome. And yeah, just don't hesitate to leave anything down there. If you want to see my biggest interview mistake in product management, you can click the video right here. And if you actually want to see the 4 best paths into product management, click the video right here. That's all I got for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you guys again for watching, and I'll see you next time.